So everyone, welcome to the Build Your Networks section of Spark Your Career. I'm quite curious. Go ahead and type in the chat to answer this question. How many people in this event know of the ASU Mentor Network and or the LinkedIn Alumni Tool? And as you guys are doing that, let's see how many people. Perfect. Okay, so it looks like we have quite a few people who know and do not know of these virtual platforms that ASU has. Well, if you did not know, here's a fun fact about them. All Sun Devils at ASU, alum or current students, have the opportunity to meet with individuals like Larissa, Andy, and Genevieve and gain advice in whatever you aspire to ask about. So let's get started on the presentation. This is just a quick agenda to go over what my section will be about. The Mentor Network key features we will be mentioning and the Alumni Tool in LinkedIn, as well as a short Q&A just for any follow-up questions as well. My name is Alexis Jackson. I am the Career Peer of Alumni Mentorship, and I will be discussing the ASU Mentor Network's key features and
Hi, my name is Chelsea Johnson, and I am a career and industry specialist, and I will be discussing LinkedIn's Alumni Career Tool.
Awesome. So just to get started, the ASU Mentor Network is a virtual program. If you did not know about it, for those who have chatted that said they do not know about it, it is a virtual platform where Sun Devils can offer mentorship, advice, and connections to other Sun Devils. So just as a quick rundown of the key features, there is the connections section, there is the discussion board, and there is the groups and programs, which you guys may be familiar with. Let's begin with the connections. So the top tabs section is where you will always find the key features that we are going to be discussing. So for the connections up here on the top tabs, there will be a tab called Make a Connection. And if you click there, as soon as you sign up for the ASU Mentor Network platform, you will go on Make a Connection, and it'll bring you to a personalized search section where you can apply filters to whatever you search. So let's say that you search something, but you want to filter out location, specific majors, industry expertise, and there was a couple of more filters to filter out a couple of behind the scenes different things. And as soon as you filter out your search and you find someone that you think you want to connect with, let's say I want to connect with Steve, but I want to find out a little bit more about him. So I'm going to look on Steve's profile, look at a little bit more in depth on what his past and current experiences, a brief biography about him. And let's say, I really want to get connected with Steve. So just simple, I will press the Let's Connect button, and then I will do a quick rundown of what kind of advice or what I'm searching throughout a mentorship with him. And there are a couple of templates that you can just send him, but you can also personalize it as well. You can also request a meeting. Their schedule will already be inputted into the platform. So let's say he's not available on a Wednesday, it'll show that you cannot schedule on a Wednesday. So it eliminates the back and forth. So let's say I wanted to meet on a Thursday and I requested a meeting. It'll bring you to this chat section where you can talk back and forth. You can ask for a couple of advice. You can request a mentorship. You can schedule a phone or video meeting. Usually you can schedule an in-person meeting, but considering just during our unprecedented times, there's a couple of virtual options that you can take advantage of on the platform. And any other career-oriented inquiries that you have, you can just do a quick back and forth on that. So that is the connections section. Now we will be discussing the discussion section, and just as I've mentioned before, all of the key features are going to be available on the tabs above. So you will click on the discussion section, and here you can ask any questions, any general questions, and you can get them answered by either undergraduates, you can get them answered by alumni. And so what you'll do is you'll post. So here's an example of it. You can post your questions and then people will answer them, either get you connected to people who can most likely answer your questions, or they will answer them themselves. And also on the Q&A section, there are some mentors that can be highlighted, and there are a couple of events just so that you're updated on all of the different networking opportunities as well. So this is a nice place to just keep yourself updated on all of the different networking opportunities. Next, there are the groups and programs, and as I've mentioned before, on the top tab section, you can click on the groups, and it'll bring you to a section where they have sectioned it off into the ASU's career interest communities. And if you're not familiar with that, these are the different career interest communities that there are. There's business, there's education. So let's say that I am interested in the arts and design performance group. So I will click on that and it'll give me a list of members that are also on a similar career path, and it will provide you a private discussion board as well, where you can ask just specialized questions that you think would be better asked on the private discussion board rather than the general discussion board. So there's two options for that. And then you can also, there will be, when you click on the groups, there is another tab for all programs. Oh, actually you will click on the mentoring programs tab on the top section. And these are not as advertised because you have to have certain requirements to be in each of these. A lot of you may be familiar with the WP Carey mentoring program, where there will be individuals that will connect you with specific alumni that can help you on your career paths. So that is all from me, and I will switch it over to Chelsea for the LinkedIn Alumni Tool.
Thanks, Alexis. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen once Alexis is out of there. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly show you the Alumni Tool. So I'm here on my LinkedIn page. This is the home page. So we're just going to dive in here. So in order to access it, you will first go just here to the search bar and type in Arizona State University. Make sure that you do click on the one that is actually the school, the official school LinkedIn page. And on the left-hand side, you'll notice this alumni section. This is listing all of the ASU alumni that are on LinkedIn. And it's a very large number, over 370,000. So obviously you're going to want to narrow it down. It gives some data here of where they live, where they work, and you can also put in different years that you would prefer. So say you're looking for somebody who's been in the field a couple of years, it'll filter down that way. Let's suppose I'm interested in accounting. I'll just plug that in and I'll scroll down and it's going to show me different alumni that either graduated in accounting or are currently working obviously in that field. So what we suggest with this is going through, looking at some of these different people, noticing your shared connections you have with them, and reaching out and trying to connect that way. So one key thing is, if I'm going to connect with someone, I need to make sure, even though it says optional, you should always send that message along with that invitation. Briefly describe what it is, your background, what you're looking for, saying, you know, I'm also an alum, I'm considering this career or whatever it may be. I would love to just ask you a couple questions about your career path. I noticed we have a connection in common. So anything like that to kind of draw on what you have in common will help you and help them to know exactly what it is that you're asking from them. This is a really helpful tool if you're trying to find mentors in another way. And there's just so many people that you can reach out to through LinkedIn. And that is our presentation for this section.
Thank you guys. We will switch it over to Veronica for a quick Q&A on any of the information that we have presented.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for these tips and tricks. I feel like it really transitioned smoothly, especially after our keynote speaker. We did have a question about the link, so I put it into the chat for you all. I know some of you all were heading into the Mentor Network as we were speaking, which was fantastic. If there are any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and Q&A. We do have one here about alumni being on the LinkedIn network. Chelsea, would you be able to hop off of mute and share just kind of the database and how many alumni we usually see in there?
So when you're talking about the LinkedIn network through the Alumni Tool, correct?
Yes.
So these are all the alumni who have LinkedIn accounts and have shown that they graduated from Arizona State University. I hope that's what the question is.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So if they indicate that, then it would be able to pull up in the LinkedIn network, the Mentor tool.